This episode of Traditional Millennials is brought to you by Talent Over Hype and Candy Clouds. So we're here in your beautiful apartment's cafe.
Yeah.
It looks so dope. But I guess what glitters isn't always gold. You've experienced some
I
racial
mean,
tension
it's
here.
as dope as the individuals that allow it to be, and when we get into the mentalities of people, where we come from, we are taught this, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yes.
So within pulling, myself up from that, it's unfortunate that you get to places that people consider luxury, and you still got to deal with like the bias, the racism, so then it becomes, what did you really work that hard for? What? I should be able to have a quality life here without being treated or being reminded that I'm black. And if I come down to get a cup of coffee, it's weird looks, and it's one of those things where it's a mind fuck, because it's like we come from a harsh reality to become what people would consider a nigga who made it. And what did I make it to? To an institution still of people who remind you that you're black, who when you shed these things that you no longer can take forward with you from my neighborhood, the ignorances and these flawed mentalities, to then come into a situation where they put this shit back on you. And they label you this and they label you that. It's an unfortunate reality.
Well, like Amanda Gorman said, one day you wake up and you're an icon, and the next day...
Oh, yeah, it is. So even in technology, we got apps that open up doors and shit like that.
Yeah, it seems like amazing.
So it's one of those things where I've reached the point, especially during COVID, where it was like, oh, so you niggas is really trying to limit my peace of mind, like working out in the house. They've continued with these random accusations of noise, or these, I have friends over and they're considered loiterers. Like, I literally have paperwork where a bunch of black people who came to celebrate life with me were considered loiterers.
Wow. And so your company is considered loiterers.
So I'm like, I done sat in the back and seen a bunch of white people and Russian people and whoever you want to consider have tons of people outside. But the moment I get some people outside and we want to enjoy the pool and shit like that, it's considered loitering.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to your, crew love events in the pool area, and we definitely were not the loudest.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, how you doing? Where one of the funniest things is that there was a class action lawsuit where people who are in here under like an affordable housing policy.
Yes.
Because most luxury buildings have to do something
for the
low
tax
income
credit.
or it's welfare or Section 8, but then it's also adjusted income. So I was fortunate enough to get in here under adjusted income. I work. I make over $40,000, but I was able to apply and get in here. But sometimes people don't realize people have information. And unfortunately, there's been tactics with people who get Section 8 and get welfare where they literally wanted to make an entrance, exit.
Wow.
They try to segregate an entrance and exit for us to even be here. So then it becomes, oh, this is modern day segregation based on what class?
Yeah.
And I just so happen to not be someone who works. Someone who doesn't have Section 8 or welfare, but I'm adjusting income based on my salary. But they don't know that I work in community youth, so I have access to a lot of information that the targeting that I went through over the last 5 years, I've been able to find ways to maneuver around it until one day the queen came to me and said, you need to sue these niggas for this shit. So, there's a hard reality. Even when you think about what I experienced most recently with my mental break, I can't even have peace of mind in my own home.
Right.
You feel me? So it's one of those things. We're gonna go this way. Yeah, we got a crew, y'all. It's all good. But that's it. So as amazing as this place is, it's still an unfortunate reality where I don't even have peace of mind in my own home.
So this is the gym.
Yeah, this is the gym area. This is where I come. It's 4 areas. There's the weight side, the treadmill side. Up here is the free weights. The machines, and then on this side there's like the dance studio where people do aerobics classes. There's yoga classes and stuff. So I'm blessed by the Most High to be able to have a situation like this that I definitely didn't grow up around. But when we talk about blessings, they always come with, there's always some weird shit that comes with it.
Yeah, unfortunately. And do you feel? Do you have like? Do you change the way you position yourself in this building because of the racial tension or the
I don't know what that means. I mean, this idea of code switching, I think.
No, like, do you say, okay, I don't feel like going to the gym, or I don't want to go?
No. Y'all niggas ain't gonna make me feel like I gotta stay in the house. I come in. When it's summertime, I'm outside with my shirt off, fresh out the gym, right there by the pool. Y'all gonna see this melanated black man up in here.
So this is kind of, we can see the pool section from here.
We can see it. It's a little chilly outside. I don't know if the wind is gonna knock us off, but.
I mean, we can look at it from right here because I don't have a coat on.
So towards this way, there's like a pool. There's a farmer area, so like we do planting in the summertime. There used to be some resident farmers that were here, and there used to be a resident chef in my room in my building too, but he left because again he couldn't deal with the bullshit that they have, and it's just a lot of bullshit when the culture of a place doesn't give you what it say. When I moved here, they said this is gonna be like the Williamsburg, cool rooftop energy where y'all could just come and chill and be creative. But economically, a lot of people didn't fill it in, so they ended up taking a lot more applications of people for affordable housing, and I guess they didn't enjoy the aesthetics of what that looked like, so they targeted people and started moving people out.
Speaking of culture, you have some thoughts on culture, on our culture, on hip hop culture.
Yeah, a wise man, a good friend of mine by the name of Julian, he said, culture is supposed to solve the problems of the people it belongs to. So I kind of look at the lens now and I say, how many things do we consider culture that solve our problems? I feel like a lot of things we as a people of color, black people, consider culture are to the detriment of us. When I talk about soul food, that was scraps. We don't need to eat scraps no more, you feel me? Because soul food has us down in our 40s.
People don't realize that we've internalized a lot of racism ourselves, and we connected with nostalgia. People were upset about Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben, not realizing that you are adapting to a nostalgia that doesn't have anything to do with you. That's white people's racism nostalgia. Why are you upset about that?
Because we dance our own demise, and unfortunately. We are a cultureless people because we have been stripped of our culture from where we come from.
Right.
So we've been whitewashed and Americanized, and because we don't know exactly where we come from, it's like Africans. They'll say they're African. They say I'm Nigerian. I'm from Ghana. Yeah. I'm from the Congo.
The tribe.
They say exactly where they're from, but we as black people, I'm African American. What the fuck does that mean? I am American from a continent? No. You feel me? I just think that when it comes down to it, we have to analyze and examine what we consider culture, one.
Right.
Do those things solve the problem? Two. And then three, are we at the heads of it? When we think about the music and the industries that we contribute the most to and that we don't get the benefit of it, that is our culture, but we don't control it. I think about black women. Madam C.J. Walker was the first black millionaire. But black women don't own the culture of their beauty. They don't own the hair industries. You go to a black community, who runs it? Asians. Yep. You feel me? When the last time an Asian contributed to any development in the community?
Their own community, yes.
No, into the communities where they behind the registers in. So what is culture? Going to the corner store, getting a chopped cheese, in an Arab store. But that Arab store ain't even got no fresh fruits and vegetables. So how the fuck is that culture? They don't care. Because if they did, the way those stores would run would be different because they would understand melanated people and the things that we need for our diet, and they would be able to put things in that community. But you go to Williamsburg, what's in them fucking Arab stores? All this gluten-free,
right. I was going to say, depending on your demographic, because it just depends on your neighborhood. But you said something poignant.
So black people own grocery stores.
Right. Right.
Black churches. How we got black churches and liquor stores in all these damn communities, but no church own a grocery store? Not
unless you live by the, Louis Farrakhan. They own their own stuff.
Shit. Exactly, like the Jews.
Right. Jews. Right, they own their own
But again,
things.
It comes back to culture. So if we have culture that doesn't solve our problems, we need to let that shit go. You know, if we dance it to our own demise, or if we don't control our culture and our industries enough to celebrate the kids doing drill rap to understand the circumstances they're going through, but then at the same time, we ain't signing none of these kids from Gen Z who've been marching and protesting all fucking summer, then what are we really offering?
You've been an artist for a long time, right?
Yeah. So how much of it is truly culture?
Let's dig into that, because
we can slow down right here.
Some might say you're starting to sound like our parents when we were young, and they were saying, "Oh, but that rap culture does not do anything for the kids." Some may say, like, from you being an artist before and having a stance of always going green, but supporting, you know, some with that detrimental, you know, rap music may be.
Because I'm not judging the kids. Right. And I just say the young drill kids, let's continue to get them opportunities. But let's create it where we get the context of the circumstances that they're going through. So young kids who want to be a part of that lifestyle understands that there's a consequence, and also there's like a consensual understanding that they need to adhere to.
Yeah.
You know, not I'm just celebrating it because this is the way to get on. The way it's marketed is, in order to get a deal in 2020, 2021, I have to be a drill rapper.
Right.
So you mean to tell me the thousands of kids that have been marching and protesting across the country, we can't find one Kendrick Lamar, one J. Cole, one new kid who could be the next Andre 3000?
Only one is allowed. Only one or two is allowed.
So how about that?
Right.
Wanna know why? Because there's no internet beef. They're not beefing on the internet that creates this number system that the industry can profit off of.
And like you said, we don't own it. So once they fill their quota of conscious rapper, drill, a whole bunch of drill, some southern rap, that's it.
So my shit be bring back the Irv Gottis, bring back the Dame Dashes, bring back the Suge Knights. Because
but were they also a contributor to this sort of formula-based music?
They were the gatekeepers of what was authentic. So at least if it was shit that we couldn't agree with morally, I'm not talking about the morals, because to have a moral conversation, we might as well condemn every fucking thing.
Right.
But at least we are in control of our industries. And in that ability to control it, we can dictate what is harmful and harmless. And what is the stake in it that we're willing to take. Because Jay-Z sold drugs, but he gave you the evils. He talked about the fucking shit that he went through.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that created context, so we're seen as human. The main purpose in life is to be seen as a human. You know, we think about women and the sexuality. Control your sexuality, but know if you pervert it, it's still perverted, whether you control it or not. I would rather see women clicking together and owning strip clubs. Where's the black woman who's going to own a strip club?
Well,
to be able to create a new environment that is harmless for women who want to do sex work. I'm not here to condemn and get on, no, this is right, this is wrong. I'm saying let's control our own shit first.
As a collective.
And then we could get into what needs to be in and out. But if we don't control it, we'd be tokenized and picked to be what?
And talking to
entertainment to the masses. To a bunch of little white kids who what? Ain't never walked a day in our shoes, but they lived through us.
Yeah.
But we've seen conscious rap be successful too, because you could go Talib, Kweli, Mos Def, you could go through De La Soul Tribe, we could see Public Enemy selling out shows to white kids too.
Yeah.
So it ain't about numbers, because we showcase it doesn't matter what type of music. People are fascinated with who we are. They're fascinated with black because we're great, whether if it's great to a detriment or great to a value. But as long as we control it, to me, so that's why I sound different in this. Like you sound like the parent. No, because I bust my ass chasing validation for 15 years trying to be an artist, and I realized there's a white man sitting behind that desk telling black people what type of talent they should pick. That's bullshit.
Yeah, and I think to what you said is true, where if we are not the owners of the music, right? So we had the Public Enemies, we had the Talib Kweli's. There was a moment where that was the music genre, right? And you know, if your oppressor is owning the industry, what would you do? You would say, okay, we need to change this. No,
we need to just break it down.
No, I'm saying the oppressor. So when you have white people sitting here owning that, they're not going to want to have a consciousness, a movement through music. They'll throw in more detrimental images, because drill rap is not horrible. But when you're throwing in sipping on scissor or whatever the new thing that kids are doing now and dying because of drug abuse, that's the problem.
The problem is that we don't affect the issues that happen in our community.
What do you mean by that?
the chicken come before the egg or the egg come before the chicken? Are we talking about kids creating music that we can agree or disagree with? Or are we talking about the environments that these kids come from that promotes the shit that they do?
For me, it's the environment.
So
and
to
it's the
me-
cultivation of certain
So
environments.
it's the environment. So it's the money. It's the black men are not valued if they don't have a dollar, or black women are not valued unless they're showing some ass. So it comes back into who told us that? But Malcolm X say, who taught you this? Where did this come from? Because I know when we skip America and who we have been here, we get back into who we have been in history.
Yeah.
You know, I think the new religion should be history. I think people should not prescribe to a religion until they do history. Till you go into where the fuck this shit comes from. Because the Quran, the Bible, Torah, this is all history.
Yeah.
It's stories of shit that has happened and men who have been chosen by the Most High who have done what? Added positivity to the world. And the stories of what happened when they did not. That's history. No different than learning about Christopher Columbus and Spain and France and the monarchies and the kings and queens and Kemet and the Kush empires and what we were in the 18th or the 3rd dynasty. It's history. So if we're able to bypass the behaviors that have been normalized and see we are not operating in the true form of who we truly are, then I think the conversation becomes, I don't think we should be doing that. Not because we're trying to no, but we're greater than that.
Right.
We can showcase our greatness in multiple ways. So let's get the keys so we could have a village. Okay, you want to strip and do this, do that. You want to go to school, do that. But at least we control it.
Yep.
And we're not being told by the powers what we should have to adapt to in order for us to survive. And then most of the time it's the lack of morale, the ability to sell one another out. Okay, cool. The nigga who want to make mad music about
Survival. I'll be willing to do a lot of things.
to sit at somebody else's table.
Right.
Versus coming together. My new thing is I'm taking my basketball.
Yeah.
I came to this court with my basketball. Y'all pick me once in a while. Y'all done put other people on the team. And y'all done
Fuck
did
this.
shit.
Screw
I'm
you,
taking
I'm
my
going
ball.
home,
I'm going
right.
to another court. I just need to. Oh, hip hop. Oh, no, we taking this shit. We out.
Right.
Because we see what happens when it's not in our control. At some point, when are we just gonna say, hey, I don't give a fuck about what we do when we get there? That's another story, that's another conflict, another fight. But at least now, black women, take your beauty back. Run all these Asians out your community. Sorry. Sorry. Black people, how many music videos we done shot in front of the Chinese restaurant, the chicken spot, but when a nigga died, he ain't never contributed no money to the funeral. Run them out the community. Because we want shit from us, but we ain't got shit. But we give our market, we give our money to these motherfuckers in our neighborhoods. Not even on Saks Fifth. Not even in Soho. In the neighborhood every day. For the commodities that we need on a day-to-day basis. For people who ain't do shit for our community. Who don't even throw a block party in the neighborhood. Who don't even give out free food on Thanksgiving, my nigga. So what the fuck is we doing here? Let's get these niggas the fuck out the community. Black people own grocery stores. Black people lean on the black church, because I don't understand why we got liquor stores and churches, but we ain't got no motherfucking grocery stores in our community that are black owned.
That's a larger conversation that definitely should be had, especially with the black church.
But again, you gotta be
super church.
You gotta be brave enough to do it. With these cathedralized churches, but we can't get one regular. How about not even groceries? So I could buy a picture of a black Jesus. How about that?
Might be asking for a lot here.
So the black church can't have a merch store for black people who just want to stop shop at the merch store to get a Bible that's not a King James version, to get a picture of a black Jesus. It's literally, what the fuck are we doing here? But everybody want to woe is me and complain. How about we protest in front of them stores that curse us out in their language and we don't know? Or them nail salons that curse the black woman out.
The nail salon thing, I must say, for women, that was a thing.
No, but it's up until something happens.
Yeah, it's reactive, not proactive.
It's, you know, when a Spanish kid, this shit happens in the Bronx, now we want to shut the shit down.
Yeah.
Nah. No. When a black girl got harassed, now we tight up what happened in front of the liquor store. Liquor stores shouldn't be open on Sunday, maybe. Or maybe let's close them.
I thought they were closed on Sunday.
Depending on where. What community we talking about now?
Sure.
Nah, and they're going to give us everything so we could be our own demise. But then when I start talking like this, then when I'm radical.
No, I mean, studies show that in the hood, the corner stores, the beer glass cases take up more
but you
space.
know, and then even the worst mentality as we close out is, but when it's a black person who owns it, you're expected to have a higher standard of it though. Oh,
right.
Black people, I can't. So you mean you can't understand the systems that are in place and be thankful that we actually got something and come together and help build this out?
It's tough.
So you can't support me because I don't have the nice shit, but the motherfuckers who got the nice shit treat you like shit. How about we click up and we make this not so nice shit better? Because the only reason why it ain't nice is because the system's at play. Because in segregation, when we had our own, we ain't have shit. That's why white ice was colder. It was nice. So we went for the white shit, lost the black shit, and now we were trying to have a seat at the table. Being one black man in the room is no longer acceptable. That's God's word. Because if it's just you, who the fuck else you helping? This whole I gotta eat, me and my family, it's just me and mine. Nigga, look what you and yours got you. Nothing. Look what you and yours got you. Raped. And I don't mean physically raped. I'm talking about abused, taken advantage of. All this me and mine, I just gotta worry about me. Nigga, you worrying about you and you fucking struggling. It takes a village. So when we gonna get to the village? And I mean, I don't want to get another manic attack. That's my new thing now. So I'm gonna just relax. This is a great episode of the Traditional Millennial Podcast. But I'm a brand new individual, man. Awakening this
You look good. You look good.
I ain't even get back in the gym yet. Y'all know I beef it up crazy. I lost some weight.
What you waiting for?
I needed to get a week of rest. I didn't go to work this week. I did a lot of time organizing at home. Monday's a new day, and Monday I'm heavy back on it. Let the hair grow out, because we could get into the fact that we got to start growing our hair.
You on your Jay-Z shit? You about to get your Basquiat on?
I mean, yeah, we are electromagnetic people. You know, we are melanated people. We connect to the sun. We need to take our shoes off and let our real feet hit the ground.
You gotta get grounded.
Ground yourself. You know, sun gaze a little bit. Let that sun hit your melanin.
Yeah.
You know, at certain times of the day, so it enriches you. Let your hair grow a little bit.
Need the vitamin D.
I mean, like I like how you do the hair down sometimes, but then sometimes you let that shit flow out.
Sometimes.
To make sure it connects. It goes back to when we was kids. We rub our hair with a balloon, sticking on people.
Right.
We electromagnetic people. 666 again. Protons, neutrons, electrons. Electromagnetic people. That's who we are. So make sure you eat things that are full of what? Electrolytes.
Yes.
And that's it, y'all.
Okay.
It's a new year. Traditional Millennials, we out.